Once, the forest of Elmshade was a sanctuary of dappled sunlight and birdsong, where villagers gathered mushrooms and herbs, and children played in clearings carpeted with bluebells. But that was before the Thicket Wound opened. It began with a hunter, Alaric, who strayed too deep into the woods chasing a stag with antlers like twisted iron. He returned hollow-eyed, clutching a shard of obsidian veined with gold, a relic he'd found in a fissure that had not been there the day before. By nightfall, his skin had turned to bark, his screams muffled by sprouting thorns. The villagers burned his body, but the smoke carried a sweet, cloying stench that lingered for weeks. Then the shadows began to move. Trees warped into grotesque parodies of themselves, trunks splitting into toothy maws that dripped sap like saliva. The river turned viscous and black, reflecting not the sky, but a void streaked with iridescent eyes. Animals mutated. Deer grew extra limbs, their antlers fused with jagged bone, while crows shrieked in human voices, reciting the names of those who'd vanished. A girl named Lira, whose brother disappeared gathering firewood, ventured into the heart of the forest. She found the Thicket Wound, a pulsating rift oozing a substance neither liquid nor smoke. Around it, the trees had formed a twisted cathedral, their branches knitting into a ceiling of thorns. There she encountered the Huskers, humanoid figures woven from roots and sinew, their faces blank except for glowing fissures where eyes should be. They moved in jerks, as if puppeteered by something unseen, and where they stepped, the earth rotted. Lira discovered fragments of a forgotten altar, etched with warnings of an ancient entity, Voryneth, the thirsting silence, a being that fed on fear, sealed eons ago by druids who sacrificed their souls to bind it. The obsidian shard was a key, and Alaric's greed had cracked the seal. Now Voryneth's influence seeped into the world, warping life into nightmare. The villagers, armed with fire and iron, marched to close the rift, but the forest fought back. Vines lashed like serpents, and the air thickened with spores that made them hallucinate their deepest terrors. Half the party tore out their own eyes, the rest fled, babbling of the whispers beneath the roots. In the end, Lira alone reached the wound. With the last shred of untainted obsidian, a dagger forged from the same relic that started the corruption, she plunged it into the rift. The forest screamed. The Huskers crumbled, and the rift sealed, but not completely. Now, Elmshade stands cloaked in perpetual twilight. The villagers board their windows at dusk, for the Huskers still linger at the forest's edge, tapping on doors with twig-like fingers. And deep in the thicket, the trees whisper a promise. Voryneth is patient. The wound will bleed again. The once calm woods are now a maw, waiting to swallow the unwary. Some say the bluebells still bloom, but their scent is poison and their roots writhe with things that have no name.